Welcome back, Angry River Outdoors. We are talking elk this week. I drew a Wyoming elk tag this year, which I'm pretty stoked about. So I thought there's just not a ton of information out there for guys from the Midwest that want to elk hunt, or I'm not just saying Midwest, even guys out east. It's a long ways to the mountains, and it's really hard to learn about unless you're actually out in it with boots on the ground. So basically, I'm going to walk you through a week for me of what I do to prepare, how I work out, and how I eat, and all that good stuff. And I'm going to go through exercise, nutrition, what I do, and all that stuff, and what seems to work for me and what doesn't work for me. So maybe some of this stuff will help you guys out to get prepared to, venture out there and go on your first elk hunt, or, do something like that, doing something wild and a little bit crazy, and, go get lost in the mountains. So, all right, I want to talk supplements with you guys. This is something that's kind of new to me, and I just started doing last year, but Mountain Ops makes supplements for recovery and pre-workout, post-workout, all that good stuff. So I use this Ignite, which is basically caffeine, and I can really tell. I'll take it about a half an hour before I go work out, and it really makes a difference when I hop on that bike after a long day at work. Like, I'm tired, I don't want to do it, like it's tough. But you take this and a half hour later and you feel like Superman. But anyways, I think it says like a half hour before your workout, drink it. I usually drink it with like a 30-ounce bottle of water, 1 scoop. And I'm not a caffeine person. Like, I hardly ever drink caffeine. 1 caffeine in the morning, and that's it for me for the whole day, unless I'm on a workout night. But this stuff, try it, you'll really like it. Then they make a post-workout. So after I'm done riding my bike, workout, do whatever I'm doing, even a really tough day at work, I'll have some of this at night with, again, like 30 ounces of water, like a Gatorade bottle basically, 1 scoop. And this is a branched chain amino acid, and what that's going to do is help you recover. I'm 42. Like, I get sore from doing stuff. It's just the way it is. Ever since I've been about 35, I can tell that, I get sore after I do an activity, or like a really strenuous one, or a workout, or, something that I haven't done in a long time. You just get sore. It's part of aging. So I really looked into that, and man, I mean, this stuff is a lifesaver. Like, you can work really, really hard, take this, and it takes a lot of the soreness away. So just something that's really helped me. Well, here is my bike setup. It is basically a giant pile of iron. This thing is just a tank. I mean, you can go out and spend $2,000 or $1,000 on a trek that's really, really nice. And I mean, if that's what you want to do, go for it. But my theory is, I buy a big, heavy, cumbersome bike that's tough to pedal. I'm going to get more out of it. So that's the route I went. And this thing, compared to a lot of mountain bikes, probably weighs about 10 more pounds. So that's just adding to the resistance, if you ask me. You got to watch out, though. These cheap ones, when you get going over 25 miles an hour, feels like the front tire's going to come flying off. But it hasn't yet, so we hope we don't see that day. But yeah, just something to keep in mind when you're, if you want to keep it cost effective, or you don't need a $1,500 bike to go bike a 500 or 1,000 miles in the summer. I mean, I almost got the tire wore right off this thing. But yeah, it's done the trick for me. I mean, it's not the greatest bike in the world, I'll give you that, but it does the trick. Cell phone. I use it all the time. I have a Android, so it's called Samsung Health. I'm sure Apple has one too. It tracks your steps, miles biked, all that stuff for the day. I usually walk around 10 to 15,000 steps a day at work. and I believe that's 6 to 8 miles or something like that. And then I also use it for tracking my bike routes. And if you're doing the same route, 3 to 5, 6 times a week, you can really dial in on how much you're progressing each week, and it gives you something to, shoot for. You'd always know what your time is, and you always, figure out what time you have to beat and try to shave time off. So it's a really good tool to help push yourself and, try to get better each week. And, you'll really get the gist of it once you start doing things kind of the same way every week. It's just really kind of a neat way to track yourself. We are off to go find some food. This is a great time of year to eat good. There's fresh veggies and fresh everything at all these farm stands and little roadside stands. So that's what I like to do. Sunday's my prep day for the week. When you're doing all this elk training and bow shooting and practicing calling, and doesn't really leave a whole lot of time if you work full time. So I find it really helpful to take Sunday a couple hours and go buy fresh, whether it's organic or whatever you want to call it, but just fresh homegrown produce that hasn't been shipped across the country. Tastes way better, does make you feel better. There's an old adage, you are what you eat. So we are off to a little market to find some food, and I'm gonna show you guys how I food prep for the week, because there just really isn't very much time. And if you want to dump some weight, cut the sugars. You got to get rid of the sugars. That's the one thing that I have noticed. All right, first stop, we got, what do we got? We got blueberries, raspberries, a pint of each, half dozen sweet corn, potatoes, 2 pints of green beans, and some romaine lettuce. And it's all grown locally, because I know that because I've lived here for a long time. So, that's a good thing to know. But you can't get everything here, so I do have to go to a grocery store to get some stuff. So we're going to head there next and get the rest of our ingredients. are done with our grocery shopping for the week. I spent $22 at the farm stand or whatever, and there is more of them all over. I could search around and find broccoli and carrots and stuff like that, but I just don't have all the time in the world to be running around to, you know, a 6-hour journey to get my food for the week. So I do what I can at that store, and then I have to hit my rural grocery store for the rest of my stuff. So for like my work lunches every day, I get a break like midday, and then we take a lunch hour, which is like a half an hour long. But I do fruit and yogurt for break, and then I do fruit and a wrap for lunch, and that's all I get till I get home at night. And if I'm on a normal week, I bike Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then if I can, I add another ride in Saturday and Sunday. So those nights, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I try to plan easy, quick meals. And just because I don't get home till 6 o'clock at night, and by the time I'm done with my bike ride and workout with the Mountain Ops program, it's usually, 8 o'clock or 8:30. So I don't have a lot of time to prepare a really nice big meal. So those nights are smaller meals, and Tuesday, Thursday are big meals usually. And sometimes Friday, depending if I get done early on Friday, I'll make a nice meal, but if not, it's usually something quick and easy and something that I've pre-made up. I started biking because I'm old, 42 years old, and I used to run a lot, but that's not an option anymore. My knees they get so sore from just pounding that pavement. So I had a good buddy recommend maybe I should get a mountain bike because he said it's going to be, you know, way less impact on you, and man, was he right. And I was very skeptical last year when I went to Colorado bow hunting that I would be in good enough shape, you know, and enjoy myself and not be sore every day. And man, was I so surprised. I had never had a sore muscle the whole entire trip, and we did like 80 plus miles on foot, you know, and that's with heavy packs and all that good jazz. But yeah, it's just a great way to get your cardio going and getting your legs going. Well, we're at stop number 2. One thing I want to talk to you guys about is elevation. If you're prepping to go in the mountains, you know, being from the Midwest, you don't really pay attention to elevation very much. And, you know, as a first timer going out there, you are going to have no clue. You're going to be like, oh, I'm going to be 8,000 feet. Oh, I'm going to be 11,000 feet. Well, it really makes a difference from that 7 to 11,000 feet. Like, there's a lot less air for one, and you know, just you're always gaining elevation every day and then probably losing to get back to camp, unless you're, you know, bivvy style hunting where you can, you know, just camp wherever you end up hunting, and you know, when you're done for the day. So I choose a bike ride that gives me about, I don't know the exact, but I think it's around 2,000 feet of elevation gain and loss. So pick your way around, you know, whatever loop you're doing. You know, do it the most difficult way. I'll go and search out the biggest hills in your area. You're definitely going to feel it, but as you progress in the riding each week, you'll notice, you know, after a month and a half goes by, you can just drive and push that bike right up the hill. Whew. All right, we are at water stop number 3. Something also to keep in mind, you know, this elk hunting stuff, you know, you don't have to be a millionaire to go hunt elk. Like, you can do this pretty much on a pretty tight budget. Be creative, and you don't have to spend a year's membership on a gym that's, you know, 60, 80 bucks a month. That's $1,000. That's your elk hunt right there. Do it DIY, go hunt public land. And, you know, it's not, you know, it doesn't have to be through an outfitter or a drop camp, or, you know, get your legs in shape and you can hike in there 4 or 5 miles and then hunt out from there. Water stop. Bike ride done. All right, so this is the program that I use. Mountain Ops, Elk Fit. Of course, they want you to buy stuff. But so basically, phase one. You can go through and see there's 3 phases to it, and 3 days a week you're doing a lower body, upper body, and a core day. Today is my core day, so we're going to do that. A pretty awesome program. I mean, they want you to utilize running with this, but like I said, it's just too much impact on my knees, and I want to be climbing mountains for a long time, so I'm gonna, do something that's a little less impactful, and maybe, who knows, maybe I'll come up with my own workout program someday. But this is what I'm looking at anyways, and it has some cool videos and stuff to show you on there how to do the exercises. Watch out for these suckers, Bulgarian split squats. Say that 10 times. Those are nasty little devils, but it utilizes working out with your pack and with weight and resistance, and using the stuff that the muscles you're going to use climbing mountains and carrying heavy loads. And I think it's just absolutely stellar workout. There's a ton of workouts out there. I just chose Mountain Ops because I was using the supplements, so I thought that would be a good route to go. But I know EXO or First Light, I know they have a workout program. There's a ton of them, and a lot of them you got to pay for. But this Mountain Ops one is free. And like I said, if you're elk hunting on a budget, or don't want to waste $100 on some workout program to tell you what to do, there's tons of free ones on the internet. So go check them out, and I'm gonna get to my core day. All right, we are finished. If that didn't kick your ass, then I don't know what will. You're tougher than me, but yeah, it feels good to have it done and accomplished, and now I get a whole day off. And I talked about elevation being a huge factor out west, and something that when you live in the Midwest, you don't get that, because we have not much elevation gain. We don't have thousands of feet of elevation gain. We have hundreds. And the air is also a ton thinner out there. I'm pretty good, I don't ever get elevation sickness or anything like that, but I do know buddies out there that do. And keeping hydrated is a huge part of that. You have to force yourself to drink water, even if you're not thirsty out there. Just keep drinking water. And I think that helps a ton with, mountain sickness, or whatever you want to call it, elevation sickness. But you can't replicate that here. No way that you can replicate it in the Midwest. So, you just have to get your lungs the best you can and go out there. I've hiked, a couple 300 miles in Glacier National Park. I've hiked Banff and Jasper, Yellowstone. I've been to New Mexico 3 times in the mountains there. All over the West, hunting and fishing and carrying on. And yeah, it's just, something, if this is, your first time and you're training to go do it, just try to push yourself, because you're going to be so much better when you get out there. And it just, a good trick too also is, when you get out there, is maybe take a half day to get acclimated to the mountains and the air, and get your camp set up, or go to town and get groceries, or just go for a small walk, or you need to kind of adjust when you're coming from 600 feet of elevation to, 75 or 8,000, 9,000 feet. Like it takes a while to get acclimated to that and used to that. So something to keep in mind for any of you newbies looking to go out west and give it a whirl. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video of a week through my shoes and how I prepare for elk season and heading out west. I think I covered everything pretty good, from nutrition to exercise I'm gonna have one more episode. We're down to like 30 days before we head west, so got about 4 more weeks of this. I'm gonna do one more episode of kind of my gear dump and how I kind of prepare and pack for out west. I have a list that I save every year, so kind of helps to know what I need to bring, what I don't bring, but I'll cover a lot of that in the next episode. And then after that, I'm guessing your next episode is going to be of the actual elk hunt itself, so pretty excited about that. For everyone that's stuck through the video this far, you've been seeing me wear these hats, River Valley Whitetail, and that's part of our lease if you're watching the River Valley project. Those episodes. My buddy Brandon has a screen print shop down in Oregon, Wisconsin. Check it out if you need some gear. Like, this guy is super creative, really good stuff. We're gonna do a giveaway. So if you drop down and comment on this video, I'll collect all the names right before I release my next video and put them in a hat and draw one out, and I'll announce the lucky winner on the next episode. So we got starting to get some more merch and gear. I'm working on an Angry River logo, so we're gonna have some merch for that coming soon. So just stay tuned, and we'll see you guys next time. I am back at the farmer's market, ready to start it all over again. So we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, go down and hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it.